Let's start with the out question on page 2. Jarvis has 19 more marbles than Kit. Calvin has 24 more marbles than Kit. Kit has 58 marbles. Between Jarvis and Calvin, who has more marbles and by how many? First, how many marbles does Kit has? He has 58 marbles. How about Jarvis? The question states that Jarvis has 19 more marbles than Kit. So we may use duplicate. Jarvis has 55 marbles added by 19 equals to 77. Now how many marbles does Calvin has? So the question states that Calvin has 24 more marbles than Kit. So we may use duplicate again. Kit has 58 marbles added by 24 equals to 82. Now to compare the number of marbles between Jarvis and Calvin, who has more marbles? So Calvin has 82 marbles and Jarvis has 77 marbles. Since 82 is larger than 77, so Calvin has more marbles than Jarvis. But how much more marbles does Calvin has than Jarvis? We can subtract 77 from 82 to find the difference. Let's move on to the out question on page 3. There are 31 days in the month of December, 28 days in the month of February, and there are 31 days in the month of March and May. So how many days are in the month of December, February, and May altogether? So the question asks us to find the days in December, February, and May. So one of the information provided is noise. Which one is noise? It's March. So first, how many days are there in December? There are 31 days. How about February? There are 28 days. How about May? There are 31 days. Now how many days do they have altogether? So we have 31 plus 28 plus 31, which is equals 90. Let's move on to the out question on page 4. Billy buys 12 apples from the fruit stand. He is so hungry that he ends up eating half of the apples. Then he eats 2 more a little later. How many apples does he have left? So there are originally 12 apples. Then Billy has eaten half of them. To make half, we can divide 12 by 2, which is equals to 6. Then he eats 2 more apples. In total, how many apples did he eat? So he ate 6 at first, and then he ate 2 more. So we have 6 plus 2 equals 8. But the question asks us how many apples are left. So we can subtract 8 from 12. So there are 4 apples left. Now let's move on to the next question. Vanessa buys 12 bags of nuts. She gives some nuts to her 2 hamsters, Zig and Zack. She has 6 bags of nuts left. If she gives the same amount of nuts to each hamster, how many bags of nuts did each hamster eat? First, to find out how many bags of nuts did Vanessa buy for her hamster, we can subtract 6, the number of bags of nuts she left, from 12, the number of nuts she bought, which equals to 6. So she have given 6 bags of nuts to her 2 hamsters. So the question says that the amount of nuts that the 2 hamsters consumes is the same. So we can divide 6 by 2, which is equals to 3. So each hamster gets 3 bags of nuts. Let's move on to the out question on page 7. Douglas' father is 26 years older than Douglas. His mother is 3 years younger than his father. And his mother is 34 years old. So how old is Douglas? First, how old is his mother? She is 34 years old. How old is his father? His mom is 3 years younger than his father, which means his father is 3 years older than his mother. So we can use duplicate to calculate. His mom is 34 years old. Add 3 to it, so we have his father's age. So how old is Douglas? His father is 26 years older than him. So we will subtract 26 from his dad's age, which is 37, which equals 11. So he's 11 years old. Now let's move on to the next question. The sum of 2 numbers is 120. One number is 40 more than the other. So what are the numbers? First, we can divide the sum of these 2 numbers, 120, into 2 equal parts, which is equal to 60. Then, the question states that one number is 40 more than the other. So we can divide 40 into 2 equal parts, which is equals to 20. So we let the first number be A and the second number be B. A is 40 larger than B. So we'll add 20 to A, which equals 80. And subtract 20 from B, to get 40. So 80 plus 40 equals to 120. While at the same time, 80 minus 40 equals to 40. Now let's move on to the out question on page 8. The old woman is cutting flowers for an exhibition. She cuts 19 more yellow flowers than red flowers. She cuts 8 more blue flowers than yellow flowers. If she cuts 30 yellow flowers, how many more blue flowers does she cut than red flowers? First, let's find out how many yellow flowers does she cut. She has cut 30 flowers. So the question says that she has cut 19 more yellow flowers than red flowers. So how many red flowers does she cut? We can use the method duplicate. We can subtract 19 from 30. Because she cuts 13 more yellow flowers than red flowers, and we have to find how many red flowers are there, which is equals to 11. Next, the question says that she cuts 8 more blue flowers than yellow flowers. So she cuts 30 yellow flowers. Now, should we add 8 or minus 8? We should add 8, because she has cut more blue flowers than the yellow one. Which is equals to 38. But we're not yet finished. The question is, how many more blue flowers does she cut than red flowers? She cuts 38 blue flowers and 11 red flowers. So we'll subtract 11 from 38, which is equals to 27. So she cuts 27 more blue flowers than the red one.